What's up, ladies and gentlemen, back again with another video, and today we're going to be reviewing Season 1 of Anne Rice's Interview with the Vampire. Now, Interview with the Vampire is based off a novel of the same name, which I believe was published, sometime around the 70s. If that date is wrong, you correct me in the comment section below. Later on, I got adapted into a movie in the 1990s starring Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Antonio Banderas, and Kirsten Dunst, and now we're looking at the more modern adaptation taking place in the year 2022. Anne Rice was also involved in this adaptation as an executive producer. Unfortunately, she passed away around December 2021, so she didn't actually get to see how the final product turned out of the show, unfortunately. The cast consists of Jacob Anderson, Sam Reid, Bailey Bass, and Eric Bogasian. Now, Jacob Anderson is the lead of the show. He plays Louis de Pontelac, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. And Sam Reid is Lestat de Lioncourt, while Bailey Bass portrays Claudia in this series, which was originally played by Kirsten Dunst. Armand is in the series, but you don't really know too much about him. He's more of a side character for season 1. I'll go more into Armand at the end of the review. Now, in the series, they go over Louis and Lestat's abusive relationship. You really see Lestat's violent nature when it comes to things. He has a very quick temper, and he's very vicious as a vampire. Where Louis, on the other hand, he's more civil. He knows he's a vampire, but he's looking at, I guess, all different alternatives as well as ways to feed and suck on blood, etc., etc. So you can see that both Louis de Pontelac and Lestat de Lioncourt, they're both kind of polar opposites of each other, but they kind of have this love-hate relationship between one another. For the episodes, we finally get introduced to Claudia as the third wheel, or the third member of the group, and you get to see things from her outlook and her point of view when it comes to being a vampire. Keep in mind, she's much younger than the other two, so there's a sense of immaturity and not thinking things all the way through, and her being irresponsible when it comes to feeding and whatnot. Later on in the series, it becomes like a power struggle between Lestat and Claudia, and they're basically playing tug of war with Louis. They're both pulling on both sides, and he's trying to be more I guess, the voice of reason. He wants them to both work out whatever differences they have, but they're both constantly at each other's throats. They're constantly always trying to get up on one another and whatnot. The setting, like I said, this is more modern. Takes place in the year 2022 rather than 1994. And the interviews being conducted, I believe, in Dubai. As far as, I guess, the origin itself, this is around a 1920s, 1930s setting when Louis telling his story, in comparison to I guess how it was in the 1994 film. So it's the same story being told, but I guess there's just different timelines being implemented on both sides. Not to mention the main character, or the lead character himself, he's African American, so you hear things from his point of view. It goes over the racism and things like that. So you also get another besides, I guess, the 1920s, 1930s setting, you get a different aspect as far as like how things were regarding to race and stuff were during those times as well. As far as, I guess, like performances, I would have to say that Jacob Anderson, he's very good at narrating the story. He kind of brings off like a Denzel Washington like vibe. And Sam Reid, he's very charismatic as Lestat. You know, he has like his very vicious streak, his very vicious cycle going on. And Bailey Bass is very good at portraying her accent and whatnot. You feel some sort of sympathy for her because she didn't really get to reach her full age and live the life that she wanted to live because she got turned into a vampire at an early age, etc., etc. You know, and then as far as, I guess, the guy conducting the interview, Eric Bogasian, he brings more of like a sass and sarcasm to his when he's conducting the interviews and asking questions. His portrayal is polar opposites of the performance that, I guess, Christian Slater had in the 1994 movie. You know, so it's like a different take as far as, I guess, the journalism is going on. Him recording and taking notes and going through the journals and whatnot while conducting the interview with Louis. Now let's get back to Armand again, because I mentioned Armand at the beginning of the video. Armand is more of a side character for season 1, but at the end they tease his story for season 2. So for season 2, we're gonna get to know more about Armand and his background and his relationship with Louis. Now this show is contains a lot of I guess graphic nudity. It has some graphic gore. Like, there are some of the vampire kills that you see, like the blood and guts hanging out and stuff like that. You know, like stuff that you'd see out of like the Lost Boys and whatnot. But this is a very big budget production of a TV show. You know, if you like the novel and you love the movie, then you might like this TV series even more. You know, so we just have to wait how season 2 of the show turns out when it gets released on AMC. But if you haven't watched it, it's a 7-episode series, and you could go through it too. You could go through it real fast. You know, like the first episode is like a good 2-hour pilot covering the background and origins of the character and whatnot. And then each episode after that's probably like around like 48 minutes long or so. You know, but I thought this was a brilliant, solid season for season 1 of Anne Rice's Interview with the Vampire. Now, have you guys seen Interview with the Vampire? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Are you guys looking forward to season 2? Let me know, comment below, and if you want to see more content like this, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you around for the next video. Y'all have a great day now. Peace.